So hello and welcome, and in this video I would like to talk a little bit more about what are parts. So parts, as I already mentioned in the previous video, are entities and we treat them as people that have their own views, feelings and ideas, and we have many of them, and this multiplicity is something that is normal and useful. And often these parts become extreme, and then we start seeing the behavior of these parts as a problem. And so, for instance, when we are sad way too much, or when we become depressed or anxious way too much, and we, for instance, we are so anxious that we cannot socialize anymore. So yeah, and when this extremity becomes like, so we are too anxious, or we are too sad, we are depressed, and we are too anxious, we cannot socialize anymore, then usually we will try to do something about it, and we will attend to these parts, and we will attend to this extremity. I would like to briefly talk about the roles of the parts. They can be protective. So we have parts that protect. Then we have parts that are wounded. And yeah, they all have these specific roles in our system. We always we always presume that parts have positive intentions. Right? So, for instance, a person's avoidant part uh, prevents them from engaging in social activities to protect them from potential rejection or hurt. And on the outside, it can look like a social withdrawal, but the part is has good intention. It intends to keep the person safe from the emotional pain, most likely based on some past experiences. Or, for instance, a person's perfectionist part has high standards and puts meticulous attention to detail in all tasks, and can be perceived as obsessive or very critical. But the intention of this part is to avoid criticism no matter what. So I hope you can see the good intention of the part. And obviously, that's something that we address in therapy. We work with these parts and with their ideas about the world, about their intentions. And yeah, that's the whole point. And even if it appears externally that this part doesn't have positive intentions at all, in therapy, we work with the fact that parts all have 100% valid reasons, and we treat them as such. Always remember that they are often stuck in the past and they need help because they are living life based on some past circumstances. So we are going back, we are updating them, and we are letting them know that their strategies are often outdated. And we approach them with kindness and compassion. Also, I would like to talk about the fact that parts carry burdens. And what are burdens? I already mentioned burdens are the extreme feelings, extreme ideas, extreme sensations, extreme thoughts. And they are carried by these parts, and often they govern our lives because there is something extreme in the system and that can dominate the system. And these burdens, they don't originally belong to the system at all. They are the result of past trauma. They parts took on these burdens, so the system is viable. And by that I mean the system, you can function in the environment, so you can survive. So often these burdens are survival strategies of the parts coming from the past. And each part has a quality of self. Just parts lost this quality over time and they got more and more burdened. So they lost this access to kindness and compassion and presence. And also to put things into perspective, parts interact with each other. They have relationships with each other, and they can help or hinder each other's intentions, um, like in a real family. And lastly, I would like to talk about what are parts. So we turn our attention inwards, and then we will start noticing all these different emotions and sensations and thoughts and beliefs. And yeah, it can become overwhelming. So now I would like to briefly go over what are parts. First of all, part can be a specific emotion like anger, shame, fear, or sadness. Part can manifest as a voice in your head, um, a thought pattern, or yeah, more severe like compulsive thought, repetitive thought. So this can be part as well. So secondly, it's a thought. Thirdly, part can manifest as belief, a specific particular belief, because parts hold beliefs about ourselves and the world. So when you are doing the parts mapping exercise, which I will include in the next video, know that if you come across some belief, especially more extreme belief, that can be a part as well. Next, fourthly, part can also be a body sensation or pain, because parts can express themselves through the body. So when you notice some pain or some tension in the body, you can view this as a part and you can work with it. You can make it a target part and you can work with it. You can get to know this pain or this body sensation or this tension. Parts can be opinions as well. They can embody as opinions. So also parts have opinions. And so yeah, if you detect in your system some opinion that is kind of maybe disturbing, a little bit more extreme, keeps coming back, then you can work with this opinion and view it as a part. Also, if you detect something through your senses, that can be a part as well. For instance, images, visuals, memories from your childhood, from your adulthood life. So you can work with this image, visual, or memory, um, and you can view it as a part and you can start working with it. You can make it your target part. And parts can also manifest as energy, energy pattern, and usually this will be when you feel like I don't know what it is. I just feel this kind of like energy in my system. It's kind of like black and it's like in my throat and it's just kind of this like fluidy energy, for instance. So this can also be a part and you can work with this energy and you can see it, view it and make it your target part. So thank you for watching and you can subscribe to my channel if you find this helpful. Thank you.